Ever since my wife and I went on our first mission trip at 16 years old when we were dating, we've had a heart for orphans. While we were on this mission trip, we actually stayed at an orphanage in Russia and built a playground and gazebo for these kids, and it was such a powerful time. While we were there, a 13-year-old with one pair of clothes, rotting teeth, and no hope for a future recognized Alea's brother in the pictures she was showing. One was adopted and has a large, loving family, and the opportunities for his life are absolutely endless. While this other boy is alone at an orphanage with statistics that look grim for his future. It stuck into my heart. The dichotomy of two lives opened up before me. Fast forward 15 years and we finally decided to step into our own adoption journey. We thought we'd start by just hosting one girl. And another girl last minute needed a place to go, so we ended up with two girls in our home from Ukraine. They came and we immediately fell in love. The trip concluded with the Department of Homeland Security coming to our house to investigate the organization that we hosted with. So within a couple weeks, I was on an airplane to Ukraine to figure out what was going on. God provided in amazing ways connections and people to help us find our girls and find out their true story. But what we found through the whole trip was so much more. Only 10% of the orphans in Ukraine are actually adoptable, but they also don't have the love of a family. They're just stuck. Not only that, we learned that Ukraine is the #1 place in Eastern Europe for human trafficking. So we put up our hand. We decided we can't do everything, but we can do something. We could start a hosting program. We could connect kids with families and advocate for them, whether it's in Ukraine or bringing them here to America, and give them hope for a future. And so that is what we did. We've had amazing volunteers step up to throw fundraisers to help with the camps we've had, to go on trips with us. People we could not do this without. Other people putting their hand up to make a difference in these kids' lives. A family that's able to help them heal and meet those kids' unique needs. And it was an opportunity for us to show these kids what a good, healthy family actually looks like. We sat around a table at meals, we passed around food, we talked about our days, and we prayed together. All things these kids have never experienced. We read bedtime stories and gave more hugs and kisses than we can count. And we did all sorts of fun things that most kids in the US get to do every summer. Things that these kids experienced for the very first time. They grew and we grew. When they left, we promised them, we are not gonna forget about you. We're gonna fight for you, we're gonna fight for your future, and you are not alone. When I just went to visit them this fall, what we saw was amazing. Orphanage directors were telling us that these kids who came back from the camp were different. One of them described one of the girls as they were cold, but they warmed up. And they know there's people out there who love them. So 2 years ago, we simply started by putting up our hand to do something. We had 2 little girls we hosted, and we're trying to help reach and impact. We've connected with different families who are also helping impact those kids. Partnering with other ministries operating in Ukraine that are already helping these kids. We've done 4 trips now with teams to Ukraine to do camps in orphanages and impact these kids. This last Christmas, we were able to partner with ministries out there and get 300 Christmas presents to orphans over the last Christmas. And we are just getting started. All it takes is ordinary men and women like you and me to put up our hand and live for something more than ourselves. We're gonna give, and it's gonna hurt, and we might even cry. It's gonna be hard when you step out of your comfort and to meet someone else in their darkest night, but it will be so worth it.